All right, everyone, welcome to the first log. And what this is a semi-structured weekly update with lessons and takeaways in my own personal development in life, and also the various things that are going to encounter in the company. I really believe in the process of documenting yourself on video, and I'll talk about why in more detail in a couple of minutes. But basically, I really wish I did this more consistently, so I thought the best way to do this would make it public. And sort of the reason why I'm doing this, or a couple of reasons why I'm doing this, is first, most of the content that I make publicly or even for our clients, it's for you. Like when I make the content, I ask myself, like, make sure you're making this for other people, not for yourself. Meaning, don't focus on sounding so good. Don't focus on making yourself look so advanced or knowledgeable in a topic. Like the content is for them, not for you. And I wanted to do something that was a little bit of a hybrid. So these videos are sort of for me, and as you see me go through the process and as you see me discuss various things or struggle with different areas of my life and my business and so on and so forth, I hope that they'll become for you and you'll be inspired or triggered or motivated by the various things that I go through. And really, the second reason I'm doing this is like documenting the journey is just so cool. So Eddie recorded some videos of me, like, I don't know, it must have been like 7 or 8 years ago in the office. And I saw those videos and I'm like, all the blind spots that I now know, I saw them in the videos. And it was like incredibly cool to see yourself grow and to see how you structure things and view things and the change that goes through as you just move through life. And I think that documenting your journey is incredibly important, and this is my way of doing it, at least with the nonverbal group. Also, like right now, I'm really working on consistency in my life. I go through periods where I have a massive level of intensity in something and then I sort of wane off. And I found that consistency is just one of the most powerful, the single most important trait for growth, in my opinion, is consistency. Because no matter what, if you show up, and I would show up, it wouldn't be perfect, and I'd be like, screw this, I'm not doing it. Like that was my sort of routine. That's how I got into things. So I'm breaking that. And this is one of my ways of breaking the consistency. Like no matter what, like I will be on this video. If a horrible thing happens, if something happens in my life, if I'm, God forbid, in a hospital or something, I'm recording this video each week on, I think on Friday is when I'm going to be starting to release it. Also, I'll talk a lot about different self-development frameworks and how I'm actually making myself more consistency, because the method I came up with is pretty good, but I'll say that for another video. The next thing is accountability. Really, I do really well with public accountability, so I'm just basically using my audience in order to reinforce and make sure that this actually happens. And I know that, like, if I'm tired, if I don't want to do it, if I'm just not in the mood, I know that somebody's waiting for this video that sort of propels me and makes me want to do it. And then finally, just for like fun, like a lot of weird things happen. I like making videos. I like talking about my life. I like talking about the things that I went through. I don't want some of these videos, I spend so much time. For the majority of these videos on this channel, I script them. And you should be able to tell with a certain level of behavioral awareness when I'm scripted and when I'm not scripted. Because when I'm scripted, I'm usually looking in the camera, I'm talking like this, the cadence is a little bit more focused, I'm moving my hands a little bit less, I'm not looking up and down as much. So I wanted to create like a genuine relationship to also see how I communicate. Like I run a communications company. I don't want you to think that every time I speak or every time I interact with others, I'm reading a script and coming across as like flawless. Like that's not the spectrum of my communication, right? So I just want to have fun. I just want to sort of go over this and see what comes out of it. Now, also, I want this to be sort of like my call to action, or what I want for you to do is I really believe you should also create some sort of log. One of the most impactful for me was there's this video where I was in the office like maybe 8 years ago, and I think I recorded it on my iPhone, and I was kind of like, Blake, like you just turned a corner. This is going to be the most amazing X, Y, and Z. Like things are going to be great. Like, and I'm like motivating myself in the video, right? And in the video, like I have these giant bags under my eyes. Like I look just I don't look healthy. I look stressed. I look tired. I look depressed. And I remember at that time, I'm like looking through that video. It's very difficult to break down yourself, by the way. Even for me, like I'll have other people look at videos and critique them because I can't see my own blind spots. And in that moment, I was like, I looked at it recently and I'm like, oh my God, you poor kid. Like, you were so far gone from it. You shifted so much off direction. And it was so cool that I had that video in order to actually see that. And I really believe that video does not lie. You know, if you journal or you write something in a journal, sometimes you use the language and you kind of like, you don't want to admit to yourself the way that you're feeling. So you shift a little bit and you sort of give yourself a bit of throw yourself a bone. With video, you're just seeing your raw reality. You're seeing if you're excited, not excited, attentive, not attentive, like what you physically look like. It's just very valuable. So what I would suggest you do is just make it easy and consistent. And it could be in any format that you want. I like to I used to talk to myself. So I used to be like, listen, Blake, things are going pretty good. And just give yourself a quick update. There's a couple of apps. I like to just use the iPhone and just pull up the iPhone and have a message. And if any of you are on this sort of like, I hope all of you watching this are in some sort of mission to grow and develop yourself as people. It is the coolest thing to go back and see yourself when you thought you had it all figured out and didn't. Or, you know, you didn't realize that the decision you made on March 5th, 2016 in that video led to you meeting the love of your life, or led to you building a company or changing somebody else's life. It's just so fascinating to see that. And I'm really a big, please do it. So if you're gonna do it, comment below. 1 day a week, just make a video to yourself. You don't have to make it public. If you wanna send it to me, blake@nonverbalgroup.com. I'd love to watch a couple of them at least. And yeah, so thanks for sort of coming along on this journey. It's gonna be incredible. And next week I'll talk about a bunch of different things on this log. So see you all soon. And what's my random thing for today? I really seem to be obsessed with building terrariums. Does anybody know what like these terrarium things? I want to get into building terrariums. So if you see behind me a lot of terrariums, it's going to happen. All right. So that's my random sign off. I'll talk to you later.